Notts County Talk, welcome to episode 28 of the Pavis Perspective podcast. We expected to be talking about Dover, didn't we, George? That went very, very... It did go wrong in a sense, but our Tuesday ended up very differently, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably have a bit more to talk about that in a second. Before we start, a very, very packed out Pavis Perspective tonight. We've got, honestly, so much to talk about. What a giveaway. There's just something we want to mention, isn't there, as well, George, before we start?
Yeah, so it's the groundsman daughter's got a rare form of cancer, doesn't she? So to raise awareness for her situation, because I know they're trying to raise some funds to help with her treatment, everyone's got a clap on the 7th minute in the game on Saturday. So it'd be great to sort of get everyone clapping on that 7th minute. I know the players have been putting it on their stories to try and sort of raise that awareness so all the fans get the message. So we obviously wanted to push that across as well because, it's just be nice to do that for her, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's yeah. And if you would like to donate, join a lot of the Notts community in donating, then I've put the link to donate in our description. So, 7th minute at the weekend. So, George, did you expect Dover to be postponed?
Yeah, pretty much did, didn't I? The whole time I was expecting it. Yeah, it was just such a shame, really. I mean, the only time I wasn't expecting it was when they put that statement out saying it was perfectly playable. Now, me and Will sort of said this, didn't we? Like, there's certain words that you can use in football, and it's the word playable to me is a bit of it's a strange word to use. I think playable, like it doesn't you just say it's perfectly fine, or I don't know. I just think playable is sort of the word that's not like 100% certain. Do you know what I mean?
Well, technically, football's playable in my living room.
Yeah, 100%. But it's just the use of that word.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
is a little bit unsure. I suppose. Yeah, but yeah, I kind of felt like it was coming, but I just sort of feel like now it's happened a couple of times. I feel like when the fixture does obviously get rearranged, this is just a part of me that really wants to go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I get what you mean.
To sort of say you made it.
I mean,
third time lucky and all that.
It's a shame that you can only get the tickets on the day, in a way, because you could have like a little collection of your 2 tickets, and like, have you got the holy grail of the 3 tickets when the game's finally on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's it is a shame because we're probably going to struggle to go again. Like, it fell very well that week for us. Only a few of us had to get the day off work for it, so it did fall well. But the likelihood of it now, and the likelihood even when you get to April, when it looks like it's going to be like when you think it's going to be okay to play, is it? Like, you're going to have fans that will not go again purely because of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So interesting that was called off. Interesting statement driving back in the car. But that is a giveaway more mugs. No, it's not more mugs. We've got some we're very happy and we think you'll like. But yeah. It I don't trust anything that comes out of Dover, to be honest. And the response from Notts was very good, wasn't it? I was reading it in the car as you were driving.
Shambles Dover, aren't they? Really, the statement they only put out was just shambles.
It was, and I know it's been spoken about elsewhere, and it's been on Twitter, and it's a couple of days ago, so I won't really push on to that. But people have spent a lot of time, a lot of money going to those games. We only tried to go to one of them. We couldn't make the first one. We went to the second one, and we were pretty annoyed. So, I've got a feel for people. Paul, my wife has made one of the most, coming to eBay soon. Oh, George, I'll slap a copyright on that.
We're going to have to, aren't we?
When's the Halifax preview for Tuesday? Charlie's always on this. That will be Sunday, and that will be something we're announcing at 8 o'clock. We've got a giveaway on Sunday night's show, and the last Sunday show is fantastic. So, I'm just scrolling through the comments. Evening, Callum, always here. Rumours are Callum has a tattoo on his back of your face, George. The less said about that, the better. Evening, Max. Evening, Ellie. Always join us. Ian, evening all. Got to get this off my chest, lads. I hold you in high regard, but Man United expected better. We just wanted to see the second best Portuguese player, Ian, to be fair. Yeah, it's not often we get the opportunity to go to a game like that, and the tickets became available. So we thought, we've given loads of money to the lower leagues. We'll go and see what it's all about. Thoughts, George?
I thought it was great. We were all in that footballing mood, weren't we? We all wanted to go see a game. We all wanted to travel. Go to on a decent journey, stop at a few services. The normal stuff you do on an away day. Man United, yeah, I just think some of the players they have, like obviously Ronaldo. For me personally, and I'm sure there's a few others that will agree with me, seeing Ronaldo play is like something ticked off my bucket list now, because that's the first time. Yeah, a goal as well. So it's a great opportunity for us to go and see a game like that. All 5 of us were sort of on it. It wasn't just sort of me and you that was on the idea. Someone sort of cropped up with the idea, is there any Prem games on? And we thought, to be fair, I quite fancy going to see a Prem game.
Yeah, it's good.
Like I said in the video, I think I've only seen 3 Prem games in my life, and that being one of them. So
yeah.
Thought, what better occasion when we're all in the mood? There's a Prem game on, and tickets became available. So
yeah. Callum says another win vlog as well. I know. We do a vlog. The sides win. The sides do win. Interesting experience. It was a good one, George, and it was a good away day. But I can't help but remember turning to you at half time thinking I'd much rather be in Dover, But there you go. That's how it goes. Have you guys watched a video of how the management team use the analysis equipment and cameras? I have. Have you, George?
I haven't yet. No. Jake sent it us today, didn't he? I've just not had time today.
Yeah, very, very, very good. Like when you think of statistics and how we use those and the analysis of everything is, even in National League, I know there'll be some teams in National League doing the exact same thing, but 5 years ago, this would be unheard of at this level. So yeah, if you haven't watched the video that Charlie's talking about, you can find that on YouTube. Very, very good and insightful. And it makes you think, we're doing things right at this level. Definitely doing things right. So today, George, we found out that the Wrexham game will move to the Friday rather than the Sunday, which I think it was sort of a 50-50. I'm very, very happy with the Friday. I'd much rather a Friday game under lights with Wrexham fans coming, £10 hopefully a ticket. Would you?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Sunday games, we had a Sunday recently, didn't we? And it's just like, and it felt strange. I thought it was a Saturday, which wasn't very nice. But a Friday for me, under the lights, Wrexham, that'll be, that'll be a big crowd, I think. Judging by what their fans are putting on Twitter, they want revenge on us, definitely.
Big time, yeah, big time. And it'd been interesting, I think, that game. If they'd have had the 11 men for the entire game, it'd have been a different game altogether, wouldn't it? But be interesting to see how seriously both teams take it as well.
I think very seriously. I do. I think.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we actually did beat them with like quite a weakened side, didn't we? So we've already sort of seen our weaker side against them. And we beat them 3-1.
I saw a Wrexham fan put something, and a Notts fan replied saying, "We've already beaten you with our trophy team, so don't worry about that." Yeah, I agree. It would have been interesting if the game had gone on with 11v11. The score would have been 1-1 though, because there wouldn't have been a handball on the line. It would have been 1-1 with 11 men. So we'll just have to see how Notts would have reacted to that. But I think we'll go for that. I mean, at Stockport, I've got Needham Market away. I think they've drawn the lowest ranked team the last 2-3 rounds. I was reading, might be wrong, but if we get to the final, then it's very well deserved. In a competition where there are a lot of teams from lower down, you come in as one of sort of the top 4 or 5 favourite teams to win the competition, and to draw everyone in your league, and good teams as well. Halifax top of the league, Wrexham, good side. Eastleigh, who we've got at the weekend. It's interesting. Mike says, listen to Bertram's interview. He wants to win. He does want to win, and it'll give confidence. I think we'll put our main squad out in the game against Wrexham due to fixtures in March. That's interesting. I was going to go on to the fixtures in March in a minute.
Something you've got to think about though in terms of the trophy is, with the most respect to the players that we have, like especially, I mean, more so some of the young players as well. But how many opportunities will they have to play at Wembley, in their career?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be playoffs throughout their career if they go on to be successful and stuff like that. But I think it's a massive thing to aim for, playing at Wembley. Do you know what I mean? It's like the home of English football. So I can't see why you wouldn't want to win it, to be honest.
No, I agree. Keep the momentum going. And I also think that when, like you say, when are you going to get a chance to play at Wembley? When are Notts going to get a realistic opportunity to win a trophy that's not a playoff trophy? You know, when you're in League One, League Two, you get what is it now? The Papa John's Trophy or something. But realistically, even in League Two, you're not the favourites for that. I think, is that the trophy now where there's some under-23 teams in there as well?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
So, I think this is a really good chance. And yeah, we completely blew it last year. Completely blew it. But I don't want to think about that. I don't.
It was it was a transition of the club on it. On the new management.
It's still not good enough. I could have been in charge and we should have won.
Yeah.
And then Stockport's been moved to a Tuesday. Bit gutted about that. A little bit gutted about that. It's going to be all on to get there with finishing work as well. But
yeah, I think we'll do it.
That's a big game. Like another one under the lights. I feel like they do feel a bit better when it's night time. They just do. When it's a big game at night, I feel like it's something special. But Callum says FA Cup and FA Trophy. What other clubs would have won that? Exactly. I don't think there are any. So we look at the fixture pilot then, George.
Yep.
We spoke about this. We've been speaking about it for weeks, and it's been creeping up. And we spoke about it before Dover, and you've got Dover added. We've spoken about it before. What was the fixture postponed before Dover? There's just been so many. But
Bonnet on it.
Yeah, it's literally breaking point, isn't it? For me, anyway. Now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was watching Bertram's presser today, and he was sort of saying it's going to get to the point at the end of the season where we'll be seeing 3 games in a week.
That's not good enough. That's not good for anyone. You can be the strongest team in the league. Currently, Stockport, they wouldn't. They'll be struggling to handle 3 games in a week, I think.
Yeah, well, who wouldn't?
There's a point where it's not an excuse, but it does affect it. I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking to myself, we'd have had I'm looking at the fixtures right next to me now. We'd have had a week between Woking and Yeovil to prepare. And there's Chesterfield thrown in there. And all of a sudden, we travel to Chesterfield. I know it's the same for Chesterfield. We travel to Chesterfield with a lot less preparation time.
Yeah.
But we do that constantly. We play away at Solihull, very difficult game, and then we have a few days to turn it around for Stockport. And then we have very limited time between games. It's very, very difficult for us to get anything from this. I think if we get on that winning streak, fantastic. But if we hit a poor result in there, if you look some of them, Yeovil at home, you're expected to win. If you hit a poor result at Yeovil at home, then it becomes sort of like a real scramble, I think.
Yeah, it does. It's an interesting one, really, isn't it? Because there's 2 sides to the coin. Because it's a side, so if you're on if you lose a game, it's bad for confidence. But it's also you can right the wrong quicker. Do you know what I mean? If you lose on Saturday, you can soon go out on Tuesday and win. Do you know what I mean? So, and I know that's sort of one of Bertram's philosophies, and he seems to enjoy playing the Saturday Tuesday. I think it's more so when it's going to be scrunched down, if it happens at the end of the season, where we're going to have, like I said, 3 games in a week. That's going to be an issue. But yeah, you just got to hope. It sort of favoured us at the end of last season. We went on a good run at the end of last season, going Saturday Tuesday. They just got to sort of hope it happens again, and like you say, keep that good positive run going.
I'm not saying it's not. Do you think the squad's big enough? I do. I'm happy with it.
We just. I'm not. I'm just not going to say what I was thinking there.
Why?
Because it's about injuries and certain players, and I don't want to say anyone's name, and then they get injured, and then people have got my head on a stake.
Yeah, don't.
But there are some players. I'm not going to name any names, but there are some players in our squad that just seem, like they never pick up niggles or injuries.
I mean, I was going to say a name as well. I'll say the name.
Doyle's done well this season.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's picked an injury up.
All he's done is wave at the crowd. No injuries.
Yeah, fantastic. We're trying to get him to that forward role at the start of the season, but that never materialised, and there was no injury there. So I think the squad's big enough. If we need to rotate, you've got and go for different formations. You've got like a Brilliant that could come in for Richardson, Dion Kelly-Evans if you want to keep it at the 5. We've got options. I think literally, I know it's a ridiculous cliche. You have to take it literally game by game.
Yeah.
Get this game up. You cannot even look 2 days ahead. Eastleigh at home is a good way to start this run, I think. 2 home games now.
Yeah.
We've put it in the chat. The question is, how many more postponements do you think we'll get this season? None, 1, 2, or 3 or more. We can say what we voted for. How many more postponements do you expect this season, George?
2.
2.
Yeah, I think they'll both be Dover again.
Yeah. If that was the case, I'd have put 3 or more. No, I've pressed 0. I don't think there's any more postponements this season.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, this storm coming in is going to postpone Saturday, and I'll be wrong. But
yeah, mate, that could really happen though.
Yeah, I know it's put the Forest Bournemouth game on Friday night under a lot of strain. I think
100%.
I think it's Friday night. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see. Not to keep the ball on the floor, so that's okay. But if you start lumping it up, yeah, it could be interesting. Could be very, very interesting. So I'm looking at our fixtures. We've got Eastleigh at home, Halifax at home, Woking away. They're 3 games where if you look at that, you've got to be thinking Halifax at home, difficult, but we've beaten almost their first team of our trophy side. I think I don't want to jinx anything, they're slightly on the slide at the minute. They're having sort of their period that we had recently. I think you've got to be looking minimum 7 from then. Then you then go Chesterfield, Yeovil, Solihull, Stockport, possible 12. You want to be looking at, again, probably 8 points. We can't be losing to Stockport, definitely.
We need to gain ground on them, don't we?
And Chesterfield are a bit of an anomaly now, I think. Max has said, I know some Notts fans have a different opinion, but wish Shimanga a speedy recovery. We need to take advantage of his time out. Obviously, awful for any player to get injured. Obviously, you don't want to see that because it could quite easily be a Notts player on the other end of it. It could be a Notts player on the other end of it, and we would be good. So to see some people react to social media, and I don't like to see that. But you look at the situation, it's happened. Now, what do we do about it? And I don't know. You seem to think they'll bring someone pretty good in, don't you?
Yeah, they're not going to take it sitting down, are they? They're not going to be sitting on the hands and hoping that what they have, available will fill in. I mean, they might have someone that, we're not that aware of that will just start firing for them, but obviously I can't really see that happening. But yeah, I do think I can see them bringing someone in because look at the way they've done business already this season. They've brought in some good players. Him being obviously the lead, but they've got a half decent manager in now as well. So yeah, I can see him maybe bringing someone in. Obviously, it's going to be difficult because the window's closed, but we'll see.
It must be mad for Paul Cook. He's come into this job, they've made a massive fanfare of it, crazy fanfare. Obviously, he was a successful manager for them before, but goodness me, he is their top scorer. He scored 5 times the amount of goals their next top scorer's got.
Yeah.
What must Paul Cook be thinking? I mean, you'll probably back yourself. Managers like that back themselves, but seriously, you've come in, and before you've even properly taken charge of your first game, that happens.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy. I'm just looking at. So, chat makes me laugh sometimes.
Yeah, it's got to be the real Ian Birchall, I think.
Yeah. Callum, Bournemouth flying up. We haven't mentioned Bournemouth at all, have we?
No, we haven't. And they have done quite well. Who was it they had in the cup? Was it Bournemouth? Well. They beat 1-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, defensively sound, aren't they? That's their key. And I hate to say it, but I'm sure someone on the channel called it. I think it was me.
Go on. What did you say?
Start of the season. I said I think they. Did I say top 3?
I think you said they'll win the league by 20 points.
I didn't say that, but I remember saying they'd do better this season.
You did.
But I was saying that when they had Shimanga. And they've lost Shimanga and they seem to be doing better. So
no, what they're doing is crazy. So they're 7 points ahead of us with, is it 2 or 3 games in hand without looking at the table? They're not conceding. They're beating championship teams away from home. Oh no, read a couple of messages, feel like a right donut right now. We'd love to have the real Ian Birchall with us, but the Ian Birchall we've got, superb as well.
Just as good, yeah.
Just as good. just as good tactically as well.
Yeah.
Callum says 1 game in hand. Is it 1 game in hand? I thought they had a couple. Hang on, let me get this up. Oh, it is 1 game in hand. Fair enough.
I think we thought it was a couple because we said it before we were going to Dover.
Yeah, that's made me feel a little bit better. So they've got 1 game in hand, but 7 points ahead. They've let in 15 goals in 24 games. 15 goals. That's almost half of what Notts have conceded all season.
Yeah.
And the longer it goes on, the longer I can think they're not going to stop. Fair enough, they've played 24 games. That's more than half the season now. If they go for the rest of the season, concede 30 goals, like if they double that, concede 30 goals or less, they're up. They've won the league. I'm sure of it. They've got 4 games in hand over top spot and they're 6 points behind. So we've come in week after week talking about Stockport, Chesterfield, Wrexham, Grimsby, little mention of Halifax.
We've been talking about us going under the radar.
Yeah,
More and more
they are the definition of under the radar. Oh my goodness me!
What a man!
Commitment here. Yeah. Star Viewer Award. I'm sat in the cinema waiting for the film to start. Thought I'd catch up on chat for a few minutes.
The only tip I can give you, Chris, is obviously think about the people around you and turn your brightness right up and volume.
Yeah, right. I think, Chris, in your name, I think starting next week, and let us know if you agree with this, we should have a Star Viewer Award each week. And we could even call it the Chris Gosling Star Viewer Award, because that is
that is commitment.
That's the most dedication I've ever seen. I think.
What film is it?
Yeah, let us know what film it is, and we'll see if we still agree that you're going to have the Star Viewer Award of the day. So there's a lot of people talking about Jim. I haven't just jumped over your comments and sort of not thought about it. We just got talking about other things. Jim O'Brien. At the start of the season, I put a tweet out, and it was 3 things you think will happen this season, like your takes on the season. The first was that Notts will beat the record attendance. Got the tick. The second was that Notts will score 80 or more goals.
On track.
On track after Barnet, definitely. We need 33 more. The third was that Jim O'Brien would be one of the key players for us this season. I think I even put that he would be one of the top 3 contenders for player of the season. He's just not there. I don't know what's.
I like Jim.
I like Jim. I don't know what injury he's got though, or what's.
I think it's illness, and the fact that it's not been disclosed in press conferences when he has been asked quite a lot, I think probably tells you what you need to know. It's probably something quite personal.
Yeah.
So hopefully we see him back though. I like Jim, and I think after this season he's got another year in his contract, hasn't he? So it's not going to be someone that's just going to be brushed aside and let to go at the end of the season because he's still got another year left.
I feel like he's someone that would be very important in the background.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But it goes back to I'm not going to say his name, but our previous owner. When there was a wage issue, I know Doyle and Jim were leading the talks of that one in terms of the squad, and they were really trying to get things going and pressing for answers sort of thing. So he's that sort of bloke. So I hope to see him back soon because he only adds more depth to the squad and someone that's been there and done it. I just like him. He's nasty and he's awkward when he comes on late in games. He does them runs that are just tired defenders don't want to have to track, and I like him.
Yeah, and he said that Carl Cameron streams various games, doesn't he? Football Manager. I think he's playing as Notts County, but Cameron said in his Twitch stream last night when someone asked what the injury was, that he was injured, but he didn't say what injury, so you wouldn't know whether it is what you said, George. Max says, who would he getting ahead of? I don't think he's getting ahead of anyone, but I think if you want to see a game out, or when you're comfortable, and I wouldn't necessarily bring him on at 1-0 in a tight game. If you 2 up, see it out, give people a rest in this run-in, and just get some energy on that pitch. Jim O'Brien will come in, I think, for me. So I think, it'd be great to have him back, especially as we get towards the end of this. It's nice to see Dion came back against Halifax as well. That is good because I want to see as many players as possible in this squad because this is going to be a tough run-in. Something I don't really think of and I'm glad people have brought it up. So someone said, Ian said, Tom, you're worried about the backlog games. What about Bournemouth's backlog? Smaller squad could catch them out. It definitely could catch them out.
Good point,
It really could.
Good
I
point.
think someone else put that as well in the chat. Yeah, I didn't really necessarily think of that. They're going to be more Saturday, Tuesday than us technically. Well, with our very poor record of postponed games, you never know. But I don't know. It could really hinder them, but I also feel like the way they play as well, just being tight, is something we've got to keep an eye on. I mean, we scored there, didn't we? We took the lead and then drew 1-1, I think, but that would have been such a good win to get. But at that point, I didn't really see them as genuine contenders. We'll have to see who copes better. And if you base it on the squad, I'd like to think we sort of cope a bit better. They've not got a very, very favourable running at the end of the season, Bournemouth either. So I'm literally in my head thinking, get through these games till the end of March, and it's looking very, very. I don't want to jinx it, but we've got a very nice run in. 4 home games out of the last 6. We've just got to get through March. Definitely get through March. I see Jim as a bit of a Jordan Henderson, plays for the badge. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I think could be space in the coaching setup for job, or do you think he wants to play elsewhere? Oh, George, what do you reckon?
I can't really see it at the moment.
Imagine our former midfield duo as coaches.
Yeah, I can't really see it, to be honest with you. I can't really see what more he could offer. With the most respect to him, obviously we have the sort of positions filled, don't we, at the moment? I can't see why he can't continue playing elsewhere if he really wanted to.
Yeah. Chris, I was worried when you tuned it might be a Man U podcast. Glad we're still talking. No, it's Chris. You might have just missed it at the start. Old Trafford's not as good as Meadow Lane. Ruben's not as good as Ronaldo. You know, pretty much set in stone that we're staying Notts County podcast. Ian Birchnell, head coach, Doyle assistant, and Job fitness coach. That would be a good setup. It would be decent setup. They'll have a lot of passion there as well. Definitely would have a lot of passion. I think Doyle could have a lot of influence on these games coming up because he was very, very fit. He knows how to keep himself fit. You know, Saturday, Tuesday is going to be. It's going to be there. We've talked about it for a lot. We're just going to have to see how we take each game. And the more games we win at the start of this run, before it gets very, very congested, the less pressure we put on ourselves. You know, if we go and don't get a win Saturday and don't win against Halifax, then the pressure's on.
Yeah.
But there we go. Max said, good to see the main back in the picture as well. Yeah, it is. Very, very good. Very, very good. So we'll start to have a look ahead to Eastleigh then. Obviously, their season, well, it wasn't too bad at the start. Then they're taking quite a few batterings. They came here in the trophy. They lost to us in the trophy. Didn't really look. They scored the early goal, but they didn't really look much else, did they? And since then, you know, lost 1-0 to Weymouth, 0-0 with Yeovil, 2-2 with Maidenhead, lost to Chesterfield, lost to Dover, lost to Stockport, lost to Halifax again. I mean, they're winless in something like 9 games. So, yeah, we'll start to talk about them. Should we do the 8 p.m. news then, George?
I was just about to say it's 8 o'clock.
We'll do the giveaway news. Do you want to have a quick? You give us a quick insight into who the Pavis Spect is powered by now, George.
Yeah, so it's powered by Better Bites, isn't it? On Mappy Top in Nottingham, if you're from the local area. Obviously he sells computers, laptops. He does repairs as well, like you'll have seen in the freeze frame at the start of this video. Yeah, it's run by Kevin, isn't he? Sound guy, great guy, really.
Big Notts fan.
Big Notts fan. A lot of his customers are Notts fans as well, and hopefully throughout this, you know, powered by stuff, that'll only increase as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's obviously given us the opportunity, hasn't he, to give away a laptop. On
Sunday, on Sunday's Pavis Perspective, we're going to be giving away a laptop on the channel. You know, you guys have helped us out massively. We've grown, as you see, on even just the Pavis Perspectives. We pretty much know every name in this Pavis Perspective every week. You chat to us, we have discussions, things grow together. We'll hope we can take that to the Football League. But just as a thanks for you, and it's a massive thanks to Better Bites for making this happen as well. There's going to be a laptop giveaway on Sunday night's Pavis perspective. So all the terms and conditions will be posted on our social media, and there'll be warranty with the laptop, things like that. But the things you need to know will be posted on social media, and then it'll be the standard giveaway setup, as with the mugs, will be happening on Sunday night. So we're excited that we can offer something like that to you. Thanks, Petabytes, aren't we?
You have to be watching live, though, don't you, to be able to enter?
Yeah, it'll be a live giveaway. Yeah. Live giveaway. We'll get the hashtag. We'll get thinking of the hashtag ready for that. So if that's something you would like to win, we've already seen, haven't we? Decent laptop. Very, very good. We've already had a look at it. Not connected to our background as well.
Yeah,
you can change that if you want. So let's look ahead to Eastleigh then. What do you think? Simple win? Not so simple?
No, I don't think it will be simple. I know we beat them in the trophy, but it was a late goal, wasn't it? I wouldn't say we really dominated them. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't easy. But it's such a weird time, isn't it? With all the postponements, the schedule's been so strange. So yeah, I mean, we've not really seen like lots of football from Notts, have we? And I'm hoping we can. I'm hoping we can make it look easy, and we definitely have the ability to make it look easy. And everyone's going to be high on confidence at the minute. It's just a little bit about morale, maybe, after going down to Dover on Tuesday, and it disturbing, training, things like that. But I suppose only time will tell. I think, like you say, the next few games are going to be crazy. But can we win on Saturday? 100% we can, yeah. And I think we have to.
Yeah, 100% have to win this game. There's no ifs or buts. Literally have to win the game. And it has to be, I said the Barnet game had to be comfortable, but this also, we have to be dominant. They're in dire form. They're falling down the table. 14th. I'm surprised they're even still 14th. So Alan says it won't be simple because Notts are involved. I agree. But what an opportunity. A home game. You've got to take the positives from Dover. The players haven't played on what will probably be a very tiring pitch. I know it's going to come at another point this season. We could even end up at some point playing Dover twice in a row. So Ian says need another Barnet performance to kickstart this run. 4 at the back. We'll go on to that then. We'll go on to our team selection, George. What are you thinking? 4 or 5 at the back at home to Eastleigh?
I think 4. What do you think?
I think 4. I think 4 at the back. What are you going with goalkeeper and back 4 then?
Goalkeeper, I'd say Yaros.
Yeah, agreed.
Back 4, I'd go Richardson.
Yeah.
Brinley. Cameron. And I'm really torn between Chickson and Taylor, I'm going to say Chickson. I don't think you can drop Chickson after his performance against Barnet.
It was very good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was very good. I would go Richardson. I've heard Rawlinson was pretty good against Halifax, but I didn't see the game. But I'm going to stick Brinley in there with Cameron and go Chickson as well. I think in a game we're expected to dominate, I think you go for Brinley. I really do.
Yeah.
So we've got the same so far.
Okay.
It's mad that we've gone, if available, Chickson over Taylor, but he's got it for me. Yeah, he's just got it for me. Midfield then. Is it a 4-2-3-1 for you?
Yeah.
Agreed, yeah. Who are you going with there then? In that midfield?
Palmer and Francis.
It's interesting how I heard Bertrand speak in one of his pressers or post-matches saying Vincent's working really hard in training. That's something you say when a player is definitely not one of your first choices. I think Joe says he's ready to start. I can't see it. I really can't see it. So I think it'll be Palmer and Francis, I think. And then I think it'll be just in front of them, middle of the 3 will be Brunt. Have you been impressed with Brunt? More expectations, more or less. I know we've not really seen him that much with a few games postponed.
I had quite high expectations for him after some of the things we found out about him when he came in. Obviously, all the stuff about him going to Spain and having trials for Madrid and stuff like that. But it's been difficult, hasn't it? Because he's not really had a fair run out, has he? Do you know what I mean? It's been very stop-start, hasn't it? Because of postponements. He's not. I think he's only had one. Is it 1 or 2 starts?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not fair to assess him at the moment. It's really not. So I think we will see a lot more of him in the coming weeks and month. So I think assess it then.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for me personally, I'd have Vinny over Brunt.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would, but I just don't see Vincent starting. I just don't. I think there's. I've said it before. I think there's something there where Brunt has to play a certain amount of minutes for that loan, because from what I'm hearing, I know we haven't seen it kickstart yet. From what I've heard from Southend fans, he could play in League Two, definitely. And if we got him up above a side in League Two, say, that wanted him, would have had to make assurances. So
yeah, definitely.
You know, that it's just very strange that Vincent's gone completely out. Like he was just dropped from pretty much being a nailed-on starter for me. Brunt, I've seen some very nice flashes. Like someone said, I've seen a very nice, a bit of Kings Lynn play. I've seen a few very nice turns where I think, yeah, he's a very good player. But I think he needs a bit more of a run. And I think this in a Southend team, he was probably one of their better players, definitely. Here, he's got Ruben and Cal around him. I think he'll find his feet. And, you'd rather him be playing in this game to find his feet than Chesterfield away in a few weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not about, definitely. So I'll go Cal and Ruben either side of him. And then Wharton up top.
I'll agree.
Yeah, and then off the bench, want to see lightning fast in the main when they've got to chase the game. I think stretching, definitely. When the main came on, sorry, was it when he came on against Barnet? They had nothing to go for them really, and they just carried on sitting in. You want to see him against the side that's chasing. Max says no Eli. Tricky one. I think he'll come off the bench for this one. I think he'll be off the bench. It's interesting. A lot of people think Eli will start. Definitely. Start to get your score predictions in then.
Before we go on to that, in the presser today, Bertrand was questioned about Wharton. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen that.
About his contract. And he sort of said, without saying it, it's in his hands. It's in Wharton's hands. He knows that he's wanted at the club and that we rate him so highly. But what are your thoughts on it?
He literally, if Notts go up, we've got Carl Wharton up front next season.
Yeah.
If Notts in any way miss out, even by a point playoffs, doesn't matter, he's gone. 100%.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
That's as simple as it is. There's no if, buts, or maybes. If Notts don't go up, I'll be absolutely gobsmacked if he is in a Notts shirt.
Yeah, look at his return for Notts as well.
Yeah,
he's been incredible, hasn't he? Really,
he has been really, really good. Bar that one really dry patch, let's be honest, he's done a lot for the team. Very, very good. And you want, not that it wouldn't, you want his head to be in it for the whole time, all the way through. So I think he knows he can play League Two football. He dropped down to our league. I think he knows he can play that League Two football. So yeah, I'm fully expecting. I don't know why I don't fancy Sam starting. I think he will come on. I think if Not starts to open a lead up, I think he'll come on. But
yeah.
I think he will play a big part in the coming games, definitely, because his form at the minute is very, very good. But I think he'll play a part for sure. Score prediction. I'm going to go first this week, George, because I think I gave it you first week, and I'm a very fair guy. I'll give you a bit more time to think. I'm gutted. Because this is the first home game this season I can't be at. I can't make this game. So it's in your hands to give me the updates.
Yeah, I'll keep you seat warm.
Let's have a think. We've got Shea coming as well. He wasn't deterred by the Dover postponement. He wants to see some football. He might warm my seat up for me. I think Eastleigh aren't in good form. I feel the players will be riled up by what's happened at Dover again. We played very, very well against Barnet, battered Barnet. I'm going to go for a 3-0 Notts. And I think we see a double from Wharton and we see a goal from Palmer again.
Oh.
Not Chickson, Palmer again.
I'm going 2-1 Notts.
2-1. Who's scoring?
Cameron.
Yep. He's definitely due one.
And Vincent. No. Roberts.
Roberts. Yeah. So let's see what you're thinking. I'm shocked by this one. 3-1 Chickson hat-trick. Shocked that. No, I didn't see that one. We've got Ellie saying 3-0 Francis hat-trick. Or we're going to have a bit of competition for the hat-tricks here. If Francis scored a hat-trick, I think you'll be knee sliding down the Pavis step from the top if Francis scored a hat-trick. You'd be shouting.
My jeans would be covered in that yellow paint now.
It would be that, you'll be posting that meme of Nigel Farage where he's like, you laughed at me.
Yeah.
Well, you're not laughing now. I was laughing at you. I think 3-0 Notts. I think Sam's in form at the moment, so probably thinks he'll start.
Yeah.
I've got 3-0 Cal Times 2 and Cameron. Ian said he was waiting for that Chickson hat-trick to come out. It's taken 40 minutes. There we go. 3-0 Wootton Roberts Brunt. It'd be nice to see Brunt score. We've got Ian's gone 3-1. We've got Chris saying 4-1. Shane there 3-1 conceding after 5. Typical Notts. That would be a little bit like the Eastleigh game last time, wouldn't it? Conceding early from a corner. 5-0 Notts. Brunt, Cal Roberts 2 from Wootton. Got Alan saying 5-0. Ian said he is leaving Saturday early as he has to get to Birmingham for a gig. Hope it's done and dusted by 4:30. You've got to hope, haven't you? You've got to hope it's all done. Chris is saying he's hoping by 3:30. Chris, has that film not started yet? The trailers these days are absolutely shocking. You haven't told us what film you're watching, Chris. So
he's snuck out, and he's definitely snuck out.
He's definitely snuck out. He said, I'm just going to get some popcorn. And he's gone. He's watched us. We've sucked him in. George, what results of the poll then? We'll see who's going to be right at the end of this.
Right then. Let's go for it. How many more postponements do you expect this season? 6% say 0.
That's me.
15% say 1. 33% say 2. That's me. And 45% say 3 or more. That's massive.
I wonder what those people saying 3 or more. You know, we can only have that many options, but what they'll be thinking. You know, they might have some thinking.
If anyone's still watching now that have put 3 or more, how many do you actually think?
Yeah,
I'd be interested to see, because I mean, 3 or more would be absolutely devastating. 3
or more, we're playing into the next season.
Yeah,
we're literally not started yet. Loads and loads of adverts. Chris, I still don't know what film you're watching.
Cinemas are shocking for that these days, aren't they?
I'm not sure whether it's a film you don't want us to know about. Is it like a bit of, you're a bit embarrassed to tell us what the film is? I don't know what's out at the minute. I really don't know what's out.
That Marry Me looks good.
I don't even know what that is, George.
Jennifer Lopez film.
Oh, right, now. Well, there we go. I feel like I'll find Wrexham sat in a cinema. Yeah, I've seen Wrexham, before we finish, I've seen Wrexham are selling mugs with the owners' faces on.
So we should start doing that.
Thank you for the Reeds brothers, because I don't want to be buying a mug with their face on. Like, it's getting silly now. It is getting really silly. Like, you've got teams tweeting Premier League teams because they scored past them. You've got the owner's faces being sold on mugs. You've got a pre-read script from the Dover chairman where he's just lying. Well, we don't know if he's definitely lying, but, it's very, very... This league's mad. Absolutely mad. Anyway, remember then, from 7:30 on Sunday, the earlier you get in, the longer you're going to have to get that hashtag in for the laptop giveaway. Terms and conditions, we'll put them all out. We'll post pictures of the laptop on our socials. It'll be very good for us to be able to give a laptop away. And thank you to BetBites for allowing that to happen. Obviously, I'm not in the game, so I'll be relying on George on Saturday. First home game I've missed in a long time. I'm relying on him to keep me updated. So if you're going to the game, enjoy it. Let's hope a lot of these score predictions are correct, and let's hope there are no more postponements at the end of the season.